I had all those robberies.
Right.
They know I got weapons. And I was sitting there on the floor smoking fucking rocks till my blood pressure goes up and then my ears are ringing. And I thought I heard a noise outside. I'm paranoid now.
Yeah.
I just went up the gas station. A stolen car.
Right.
I got illegal guns. I got illegal drugs. I kidnapped a lady.
Right.
I mean,
You're high as shit.
and it's only been an hour and a half since all it went down. So I go sneaking up to the door, and I was going to look out the peephole, and my fucking finger, it had 2 safeties on that gun. I had both of them off. I'm going sneaking up to the door. I think the cops are out there. I got to make, I don't know, maybe we got a gun battle or something. I blew the fucking hole in the doorway.
Oh, my
I felt the powder burns. My eardrum was like busted, and I thought they were shooting at me. Because you
didn't even realize it was
oriented.
Right.
You don't know, man. That 45 caliber, boy, oh boy, it goes off in my ear. It was something. So then, not only the fucking shot through the door, they figure I'm shooting at them if they're out there.
Dave,
the beef is on.
This is the craziest story I've ever heard.
Well, that's nothing compared to So anyway, you sure heard the ones from my trip to Florida. A couple of them.
Oh,
yeah, we used to unload the fucking airplanes in the swamps down here and push the airplane in the swamp. We had $7 million of cocaine.
They'll see it. Like it
just gives credibility to the story.
Oh yeah, 100%. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the J-Rock Pod. Today we got a very exciting episode with a very special guest. His name is Dave Mansour. Dave, how you doing?
Fine. How are you?
I'm so happy that you came on today. You are the most interesting man in the world.
Not really.
I mean, that I know, I'm telling you.
Well, I'm special ed. I used to wear a hockey helmet when I went to school.
Oh, yeah.
I asked my mom, "Where's my skates and my stick?"
Well, so I wanna get into it because I met you at the smoke shop,
right,
in Livonia.
Yeah.
And the smoke shop owners there, they all talk about how funny you are and everything. And
I crack a few jokes every now and then.
Oh yeah, I've seen you there, and like I saw you there before. I didn't know who you were, but I remember you saying something that was very funny. I think you were buying lottery tickets. So.
Of course. That's my 401k plan. It's not working out so well.
Have you ever won?
Yeah.
What's the most you won?
Let's see. About one time was $1,000 on a scratch off, and a few other times I hit some 4-digit straight, 2,600 before. It's nothing.
Dang.
I spend more money. It's not even a good investment. Trust me. I'm just hoping to get lucky, stupid on the Powerball or the Mega Million one day and ride off into the sunset.
I asked them the other day actually if anyone what's the most someone has won, and they said $600,000.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there was a couple in Wolverine Lake. I used to live out that way, but they bought a $5 scratch-off ticket from the local liquor store. I know those guys over there, Tom and Chris Ramaya, and they won $300,000. Oh, yeah, I used to go in there almost every day buying lottery or booze or whatever,
Was there a feeling of happy for you, but, fuck you, because you're always if you're always buying them and then you just see someone win $300,000, I would.
No, it was an elderly couple. And they you can't have sour grapes. That'll just,
rot the soul.
I'd like to see nice people win anyway.
Yeah.
Not some screwball or something or some guy that's got millions of dollars and doesn't need the money.
That would be annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
A millionaire.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah. I wasn't mad, but I did tell Tom, I says, damn it, as many tickets as I buy in here, man, it could have been me. It's luck of the draw. There's just so many tickets available, you just can't buy every one of them.
Yeah, true. And so I want to get into, your so let's start from the beginning when you were a teenager. Because
that's not the beginning. The beginning is when I was born.
Okay. To just inform the audience and kind of give them a quick little background before we get into it. So recently you got out of prison for 20 years?
Yeah, I got out of prison in 2010. So I've been out for 14 years now.
Okay. Oh, wow.
October would have been my 14th anniversary. I got out October 10th, 2010.
October 10th, 2010. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I was. It
was the 10th or the 19th. I don't care. I just got the hell out of there.
Right. And we'll get into how you got there. But
the hard way.
Yeah. But like we were saying, So when would you say you kind of started getting into the hijinks of life? You know what I mean?
Well, at an early age, I really didn't care for my dad because he was from a foreign country and spoke with a foreign accent, and his skin was darker, and he's from Iraq.
Right.
So the kids used to make fun of me, like because he would talk with an accent. And, he was dark in skin color, and they used to call him, black guy. And,
Gotcha.
So I got picked on, and, there was a lot going on. Yeah, he used to beat me a lot, use verbal, harsh language. I'll never amount to nothing. Always try to work me. I told him the only reason you had me is so I could be a slave around here. Wash the car, cut the grass, shovel the snow, clean the basement, clean the garage, paint the garage.
Did you ever do any of that, or did he just have you do it?
No, he did it. He was working alongside me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to go play baseball with my friends,
Right.
Oh,
dang.
He doesn't like sports. The only sports he knows is soccer.
That's crazy. That's
he
the
never
sport
took
I
me.
know.
He never took me to professional sports games. My friends that lived across the street, their dad used to always pile his kids in the car and go out to Silverdome and see the Lions or go to Tiger Stadium or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I grew up here in Dearborn, Yeah. Yeah, I went to Catholic school for 12 years. Yeah, I got in a lot of trouble with the neighborhood, firecrackers, doing this and doing that. Breaking windows with playing baseball. I broke the window in the convent. My dad was mad as hell about that.
In the convent?
Well, we used to play in the parking lot by the school, and the convent was over on the left side. I hit a foul ball, and it had to go through.
That was an accident, though.
It was an accident, but he didn't like it. And he was on the school board and the parish council and the ushers club. And he was a lay minister, Eucharistic minister. He's a deacon in the Chaldean church.
No kidding.
Yeah, so my dad was a holy roller, and Old Testament kind of guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so when I broke that window, he never let me forget that for like 13 years.
Calling him saying Old Testament kind of guy.
Yeah, well, he's a pick and choose Catholic of one of those smorgasbord guys. I said that Jesus Christ came to abolish the Old Testament. This is the New Testament. No, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Yeah.
Yahweh.
He says, if I don't beat you, I don't love you. I said, what kind of stupid statement is that?
Right.
I says, well, so the more you beat me, the less I listen to you and the more I hate you.
Right.
If I don't do it out of love, when I get big enough to whoop your ass, you ain't going to have no control over me.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not a cow in a field somewhere where you got to use a stick to make me go left and make me go right.
Yeah, that is weird. Like I like when someone thinks that but normally it's because I think when they grew up, that's
exactly. Yeah, he said if you talk to my dad the way you talk to me, he'd knock your teeth out.
Right.
And that's the way they are over there.
Mm-hmm.
But to come to find out about his background history, he didn't have any running water, no electricity.
Right.
8 brothers, 8 sisters. He said if you had tea and a piece of bread for breakfast, that was your breakfast. If you had honey or some cheese to put on there, he said you were king for the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Plus, he got kicked in the head by a donkey over there. He had a dent in his forehead.
Oh, my God.
Well, you can't stand behind a donkey. One of his brothers died in the fields and his arms got bit by a cobra, because they were cutting the wheat down. They do it by hand.
Okay.
This is old school stuff.
Yeah.
He just passed away a couple years ago. He was 99 years old.
Dang, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks. He's better off anyway.
Right.
He's just laying in the bed in the house, and how long are your organs gonna last?
Right.
Plus, you don't have to deal with me anymore. You're lucky. But over there it was a tough life, and he even got bit by a German Shepherd that took out his flesh from his calf muscle. You know what they did over there for medicine? They took a bar of Ivory soap, the old ladies, and they wrapped it in a bandage. That was antiseptic. He got bit by a scorpion, and they took a razor blade and cut it from his shoulder down to his waist, 10 ribbons, open up, let a blood flow out. So, because he got, the
I didn't even know that was a way of treating.
No, it's old wives' tales and home remedies.
So that's not even...
Man, it was so
gosh.
backwards. Yeah, he was close to Turkey. He was 23 miles north of Mosul, if you know the map of Iraq. But Anyway, my mom met
I'll
him
put a
down
picture.
at the Veterans Memorial at a dance, and she was Polish born here. Her parents were Polish immigrants,
Yeah.
but it was like two different backgrounds trying to mesh together. I don't got to understand this guy. I told my mom, why'd you marry this guy anyway?
Right.
It was just difficult on me.
Yeah. Hard to understand.
Yeah, because I was Americanized. I was born here. I was used to seeing what the other kids have,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, sure, there was people in our parish that were Italian and Irish and Polish and, German. But,
so you're first generation though. Like,
well, yeah, from him, but,
Right.
from my mom.
your mom,
50-50.
your mom lived in America.
My mom's Polish. Yeah, she was born here in
Okay.
America, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she went to the same school I went to. My great aunt went to the same school that my mom and my sisters went to, St. Alphonsus over here in Dearborn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I had a long history here in Dearborn.
That's it's nuts because I just looked up when I was getting the studio.
Right.
I just looked up. I used like ChatGPT AI or whatever. Where's a good place for like studio, and it said Dearborn.
Really?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I mean, originally I was gonna use the Renaissance Center, but then I heard that it was like closing down or something.
Rensen?
The Renaissance Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like because GM was it GM that left?
Yeah.
And I had been there since GM
Yeah.
left, but there wasn't like much in there.
Yeah.
And so I had been told from a friend, her name's Alicia. She's a regular on this podcast. She lives in Detroit, and she was telling me that they're like gonna knock it down, but I don't think they're gonna knock it down.
No, I don't think so. It's too big of a place to do that.
Yeah.
But you know what? My mom used to work in building or Tower 500 over there for J. Walter Thompson.
Oh no.
They used to start, she started over here when J. Walter Thompson was off of a Hubbard Drive and Mercury Drive in that 3-story building over there. She was a network negotiator. They're international, public relations. They used to do Ford Motor. It was their account in Champion Spark Plugs, Monroe shock absorbers and stuff like that.
Okay.
We used to get tickets for lots of stuff, races at Michigan International Speedway, the races downtown
That's cool.
for the Grand Prix. Yeah, we could watch the fireworks out of our office down in the Renaissance. You could feel the vibration through the glass. It was pretty
That's
cool.
awesome.
Well, they had a spread for food and everything like that. We used to go
Dang.
downtown a lot. But, they moved their offices downtown because Ford Motor was their account. And when they built the Renaissance Center, they had to fill the offices down there.
Right.
So they moved their whole office downtown.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
she had no choice. She had to go with the company.
Right.
It was like Ford was squeezing them. You handle our public relations, and I mean, it's millions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Super Bowl ads and all sorts of sporting events and things like that.
Right.
And they had to do it. So,
Wow.
yeah, she went down there. I can't believe that it is, vacant.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 64 and a half.
64 and a half. So at that time was like were the auto companies still
Well, they had bust them by, you know what I mean? It had the gas prices went up, and a lot of people were buying foreign cars get better mileage, and
right.
the big three were doing poorly in sales, and they weren't making quality materials.
Yeah.
Or using quality materials. Paint was peeling and stuff like that. They had a recall on Firestone tires. The Firestone family was married to the Ford family, so Ford Motor Company used their Firestone tires.
I didn't
But they would the radials they had on certain vehicles, like my mom's Granado, had a recall on her tires too, because it could have a blowout. Yeah.
So that was a common occurrence happening throughout like people who bought that.
Well,
car?
no, but I'm just saying it's trial and error. Whatever
Right.
they put on the vehicle, they still have recalls for lots of stuff these days.
Yeah.
Car catches on fire, computer chip
Cell
goes
phone.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. It happens over the years. Yeah, but Henry Ford wanted the Rensen for, it's not their headquarters. Dearborn's the headquarters, and they're lucky. Dearborn is really lucky to have them because of the tax,
Right.
the
tax break, right.
tax base, yeah, for the city. So
That's I wish I would have been able to see. I've always thought about this. Detroit when it was like.
yeah, when I was driving over here, I went to stop at my buddy's shop over there Jimmy and Chris Pizzoli. They're on Warren Avenue near Chase Road.
Shout out.
They're
Jimmy.
closed. They're closed today. I can't believe it. They used to be open Monday through Saturday. They used to own a couple gas stations, and their mother, Naomi, used to own the Station 2 bar across from the Station 2 firehouse on Schaefer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're just closed for the day.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
They're open Monday through Thursday until 5, and then Friday until 4, and then Saturday and Sunday they're closed. Usually they used to work 6 days a week.
Oh, wow.
I saw them when I got out of prison. I come down to look at the old neighborhood and, go by the old house and stuff. A lot of things have changed,
Yeah.
The trees that were small are grown now, and then the houses have changed. Most of the people have moved out.
Right.
The demographics of the populace have changed
Right.
considerably. Like when I was growing up, we had 3 people in my school that were of Arabic descent. And one ended up turning out to be my wife.
Oh, wow.
After I went to high school with her.
That's crazy.
And one buddy I grew up with him, his mom was Lebanese. And but most of them were in the south end of Dearborn. They didn't migrate to East End until later.
Right.
And then they moved out to West Dearborn. And so now it's mostly Middle Eastern Muslims. And there's a lot of black folks. I just passed Michigan and Greenfield and saw people on the corner begging for money. I mean,
Yeah.
that wasn't like that in the old days when Orville Hubbard was around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I grew up with his grandsons. They lived across the street from me. His daughter, Nancy,
Oh, wow.
she passed away a few years ago. I came back to Dearborn to Ritz-Carlton for her memorial service.
Oh,
And, Chief Haddad from Chief of Police was there, and Mayor O'Reilly was there. I used to deliver newspapers and shovel the snow over by my neighborhood, and the O'Reillys were one of them.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Did they pay you for it?
Yeah, they paid. Yeah, it was his father. But Mayor Guido used to come over the house. My dad and I used to make homemade wine because the Italians on the street
mayor?
showed us. Yeah, the mayor would come over and have some of our wine. The Judge Rashid, used to come over. He was a chief judge downtown Detroit, and his son just retired as chief judge down there in City County.
No way.
Yeah. I had Oakland Boulevard as my paper route. There was all doctors and lawyers and everything. Even Uncle Sam's restaurant, I went by, and it's now a different restaurant. That was Tufek Serini and his wife, Suzanne. Her dad started Uncle Sam's restaurant in the south end of Dearborn on Dix Road. And then they moved to Oakland Boulevard, and I shoveled their snow and delivered their papers. They had a couple boys, and I think one girl. And Suzanne was in the city council with Nancy Hubbard, which is my friends John and Jeff Demetro. See, she was a Hubbard. She married her husband, whose last name was Demetro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still see them, my boys, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you made a lot of connections then.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
We
it seems like you've made a lot of everybody.
Well, we had gotten in trouble with the cops for a lot of reasons. Fireworks, riding our mini bikes on the street and stuff like that. Mrs. Demetro pack us in the car. We'd go over to the police station. They'd give us everything back. you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, because her dad was the mayor.
That's cool.
She had 4 brothers. Henry didn't work for the city, but John Jay worked for the city. Frank was the treasurer. And what was the other one? Frank, John Jay, Henry, and there was another one. He was a detective. Jim.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you basically
Yeah,
they could have friends in all the right places.
We used to go visit the mayor at his office. He used to give us balloons that said "Keep Dearborn Clean," and he'd give us stale marshmallows.
Oh, yes, stale.
He was a funny guy. Yeah, he used to wear suspenders, And
Oh, wow.
whenever we'd go over to City Hall, we'd ride our bikes up to the park, and we go to stop by Roma Bakery on Schaefer. And I grew up with Hugo Imperi. His mom and dad, Filomeno and Victor, owned the bakery. So we used to stop in there and get a pizza roll and a pop. Then we'd ride our bikes up to City Hall, and the secretary would say, "Well, your grandpa's in a meeting with somebody now." When he heard that his grandsons were out there, he kicked the
Oh,
person
no
out.
way.
Come on in, boys.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was funny.
You probably enjoyed talking to you guys more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus all the business people that I knew, like Hugo, his parents bought the only lot on our street, because I lived on Jonathan near Warren, and that was vacant. And then his dad built a house, and then when he moved in, he was the only boy, but he was spoiled. He had everything. His dad had antique cars, and Hugo had a lot of stuff. He was driving when he was 15.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. He was a radical. He had gas cars, and we used to do a lot of stuff. He was the one that gave me my first puff on marijuana when I was 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy. When I was 12, it was the first time I smoked marijuana.
Yeah.
Well, 12 is a good age.
Yeah, I was buzzed. He had some good shit. Yeah, he was wild. He used to race cars at the Detroit Dragway and stuff like that.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah, he used to take me for rides. He used to have, his dad had about 10 antique cars. One of them was in the Godfather movie, the Cadillac that, what's his name? The Godfather, Don Corleone. When they shot him, that Cadillac, he fell in with the fruit at the fruit stand.
Yeah,
His dad's car. He leased it out to the movie.
It was the legit car?
Yeah, he's got the poster in the back window of the cardboard poster.
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah, yeah. Well, the movie studios, some of them have cars, but they rent cars during making of a movie because a lot of guys have vintage cars. Like Antonio's barber shop used to be on Schaefer Road.
Mm-hmm.
He had about 60 cars. He used to rent them all to movies. Yeah, because when they pick it up, they pay for any damage or anything. He could go on any movie set that his cars are on too.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. You could watch the movie being filmed.
And they pay him
Yeah,
to rent. Wow, I've never even thought about that.
yeah. But Hugo, I used to work at the bakery. I used to make pepperoni rolls and pizza and stuff. I'd go over there and hang out
nice.
in the summertime, when I was bored.
Right.
I had my paper out too. And my dad used to, normally he worked 2 jobs. And sometimes in the summer when he was a school teacher, sometimes when he had off in the summer, we'd go on vacation somewhere. And he liked to take us to Canada because he spoke 7 languages fluently.
Your dad?
And he spoke French. So he always go to Canada, or we went to Disney World, but it's miserable driving with my 2 sisters in the cars.
Oh,
And my dad drives like an old man. I mean, really, and he wasn't even old.
My dad was also, he's retired now, but he was also a teacher.
Really?
Yeah, at Redford Union. I'm sorry, he was a guidance counselor at Redford Union, but before that, he was a teacher at EDT or something. I forget the name of it.
DDT.
It was this way. It was for,
DET, Detroit Institute of Technology or something?
No. These kids were like
It was DIT.
trouble kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He taught at Dearborn High for 1 year, I think. He taught at Ferndale for 1 year. And then he taught at Garden City East High for about 35, 36 years. So he retired from there. But at night, he used to teach at Henry Ford Community College, or he would teach at Wayne State University. And one summer, he was the interpreter at the bridge, the Ambassador Bridge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he had FBI clearance. He had FBI agents over the house. They were from our parish.
Were they cool?
He had judges over. Yeah, they were nice people. Mr. and Mrs. Wygant. And then he'd have the judge over, and, he'd be the judge and him were on the Ushers Club at the parish and stuff like that,
That's really cool.
Yeah, I had a long history of doing a lot of different things and meeting a lot of different people. And, sometimes we took advantage of the situation.
Right. Yeah, why not? I mean,
Yeah. Well, I figured by hook or by crook,
Well, I mean, so then you smoke weed for the first time when you're 12.
Yeah.
All right. How does life change from there? Like, did you start doing more?
We started growing. We started growing it behind my buddy's garage. That was lousy weed, but we still sold it. Yeah, we had to hang it upside down at the end of the season so the juice would flow from the roots into the leaves. But it was good enough for me. As long as it got us stoned, I didn't give a shit.
Right.
And we were drinking too. I could go to the store. I used to buy for the kids in high school because nobody was of age.
Right.
But I knew the Chaldean guy that was Tireman Avenue, Johnny Thwaney, and he's got a big liquor store a couple blocks over now at Greenfield and Tireman Avenue. But I haven't seen him in years. And he used to always, give me the Colt 45 in the bag out the door, man. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'd go into the park and, get inebriated by the train tracks.
Get inebriated.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
didn't get into cocaine until I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the mechanics at the Pizzoli's, Mike Woodcraft, his brother Pat was working as a mechanic for Jimmy and Chris Pizzoli. And I was working at the auto parts store. And since they had the gas station, they'd come in buy auto parts all the time. So I became friends with him. And he went to school with Hugo. And he told me one time, try this. He puts a straw in a glass vial. And
Right.
I hit it. He says, take the other one and do it.
And you didn't know what it was.
No, he told me what it was.
But
I
like
never
you never
did it
got
before.
Okay.
And I liked it ever since.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was off to the races then.
That'll get you for sure.
I was only 17, but I wasn't making that much money to support the, buying that and then going out and paying for gas for the car and paying for movies and dinners with my girlfriend. So I started selling it, and I started stealing auto parts, and I was a hustler.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I was a career criminal. I didn't know it, but I was getting involved in a lot of shit. But the only reason I got busted from the Dearborn police when I was 14, I was hanging around with the older kids.
And this was before you did coke. This was
that was before. Yeah, but see, we were gonna go up to. I went to St. Alphonsus in Fortson High School, as a public school at Fort Worth Schaefer.
okay.
And I knew a lot of the guys from the neighborhood that went to public school and hung around with those guys too. And they said that there's a carnival at the gymnasium, and they were going to go up there. And so we went up there, and some of the older guys wanted to break into the cafeteria and pilfer through the ice cream cooler and maybe check out the cash register or whatever.
Right.
So I tagged along with them. They were like 16 years old. They were maybe 17. I was like, 14. And, normally they didn't let the younger kids hang around them because it gave them a bad rep, but I had
But you were cool.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I knew people, and I had a gift of gab, and I maintained, and, with a higher caliber of conversation than most people.
Right.
So,
You have more confidence.
yeah. So we fucking broke into the fucking cafeteria. We go in the cash register. There's no money in there. Sure, we should have known better.
Man.
And then I'm going through the cooler, and then I got nervous, and I went back down the stairs. It was two double doors. We pulled them open. The lock separated. So it was locked. So I'm wondering what the hell. So I'm trapped. I go up the stairs, and I'm looking for the guys I was, doing this with. And they were, one of them was in the back room with the janitor.
No.
And the other one jumped out the window.
Oh my.
And I was trying to make it out of there too. But he caught both of us, and here go the police.
Dang.
And my old man, he was mad as a motherfucker. They called him up to come down to the police station. They said if he doesn't get in any trouble for, a few months, we're going to expunge his record. Because I was a minor then. And, they understood,
Right.
back in those days. These days, they're getting a little hard ass on shit.
Oh yeah, they'll send you to jail for stealing an ice cream cone.
Maybe the next time I get busted, I can call Kamala Harris, and maybe she can bail me out.
I don't think she prosecuted a lot of people.
Yeah, she's an idiot. She changes her opinion as often as her underwear.
Just
Maybe even more, because I don't know how often she changes her underwear.
she's
I don't want to get into. It's like we're getting into the View now.
Oh my
All
god.
those women around menopause.
Sometimes
Constantly.
Sometimes I've never seen The View, right?
Yeah.
Then after
That's terrible.
after the election, I just wanted to see what they talked about because I would hear about it all the time. I watched it and it was actually entertaining because what they were saying was so.
Oh, it makes me want to vomit. Matter of factly, it shouldn't be all political anyway, because that's not their genre. It's supposed to be entertainment.
Right.
Having guests on for movies and music and whatnot. They've been so political for so long. And if Whoopi Goldberg looks in the mirror, there's a tarantula sitting on her head. Does she realize that? And Elizabeth Hasselbeck, she was on Fox News. I watch Fox News. At least they report fair news.
Right.
I know they're slanted more towards Republican side and conservatism, but at least it's common sense.
Right.
It's not like they're trying to hide shit like 60 Minutes. That's disgusting to hide the facts and to tamper with the media just because you're supporting one candidate or another. You should be non-biased.
I agree.
And you should report.
But if you're a news source.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, Elizabeth Hasselbeck was a wife of a pro quarterback. Dave, I don't know his first name. His name was Hasselbeck, last name.
Okay.
I forgot his first name. He wasn't a Lion. So I'm a Lions fan. I don't know why, but now I do. Anyway, yeah, they're going to go to the Super Bowl, I believe. But anyway, she wrote a book. She was on that program for a decade, 10 years. And she said that she had post-traumatic stress syndrome because between Rosie O'Donnell and Whoopi Goldberg running that, you can't cross those two. It's like Nancy Pelosi and
Hillary.
who else?
Hillary.
The Senate. So Maxine Waters. Some of these people have been around so long, they got so much power and so much juice. I mean, it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
There's blind, Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg they said that Oprah Winfrey got $1 million for supporting Kamala Harris. She's a billionaire. What does she need $1 million for?
I've been seeing a bunch of. I was actually just listening. Do you know Joe Rogan?
Yeah. But I don't really watch him. But he's getting more popular because he tells it like it is.
Exactly.
And he's open to both sides of a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's got an opinion.
He was a lifelong Democrat. And then,
my buddy told me he says, you got more opinions than Doan's got pills. He says, you spout profuse diarrhea of the mouth.
Oh my God. Okay. So, all right. So you're.
Yeah. So then I got into drug dealing, because if I asked my friend, I said, well, listen, if I buy more, I get a price break, right? He said, yeah, but I couldn't afford to buy it. See, then I could do mine for free.
Right.
So then, but I was buying 8 balls at first, and then I bought more as my business grew. You know, a lot of people my age, weren't doing that shit then, and I had to branch out, and
Yeah.
And my buddy that I've known since 6th grade, he's Sicilian, and he introduced me to his cousin who was in town. He was an international drug dealer.
Oh wow.
This guy was smuggling from South America.
So he's Sicilian. Was this around the time of the mob?
Oh, yeah. Well, the mob has always been around, but he introduced me to some of he was older, and they had a bar at Grand River in Southfield called the Cartwheel Lounge. And he introduced me to some guys over there that were older than me and my boy, Frank, by about 10 years. They went to Catholic Central together. And so they gave me 8 ounces. I only had enough for 2 ounces. They said, they never even met me before. That's how much shit they had.
Oh, wow.
They were dealing for the Giacalones at the time.
Who are the Giacalones?
Yeah, Italian mobsters. Yeah, Tony Giacalone. Anyway, I would go over to Fred's house, and Frank Tannen, the baseball player from the Tigers, was there.
Oh, no way.
We had. See, it was getting to be like.
He was there doing drugs.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they used to supply to L.A. Rams. He used to know the vice presidents of Caesar's Palace. Yeah, he had seat number 1 and 2 off the main aisle, about 16 rows back from the ring for the Ali Spinks fight. Yeah, Chris Christopherson was there, he said, and Lillian Carter, Jimmy Carter, the president, his mom was there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, these guys had it going on. He had a crap table in his house. Yeah, he used to go down to South America and give the money to the farmer and tell him to cut the whole field and ship it.
Dang.
These guys were big time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they were big time.
Were they living in a lavish?
No, they were living in an obscure location on Shaner Road and Utica Road, across from the Wolverine Golf Course. It was an old farmhouse, and he left the outside all dingy. The inside was beautiful.
Oh wow,
It was remodeled, tile floors, heated shower.
That's cool.
I mean, it was, he had it going on. Yeah, he's dead now. He got murdered in 81, him and 4 other friends in a real estate office. They use it as a front.
In a real estate office?
Yeah, it was a Century 21 real estate office in Sterling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You said it was a front?
It was a front for gambling operation, bookmaking, and it was also for drug dealing and stuff.
Right.
His friends, they had lots of money, but when I was in prison, I met one of the guys that...
Get a little closer.
I met one of the guys that was the hitman for some of the mobsters, and I asked him if he knew who killed my friend, and he says, don't ask questions. So I kind of assumed it was him because the feds charged him with 13 murders. They only convicted him on 3. And they used to come every month to the prison and try to harass him to tell, the stories about where the other bodies are, and then they might cut him in some sort of deal, but he's still in there. I haven't looked him up.
Wow, so you think you potentially met the killer?
The guy that killed my friend, yes.
Oh my gosh, that is wild.
Yeah,
No,
it was pretty wild. There's some guys in there that, if I didn't run across them in the street, I knew people that knew them, and, we walked the track together. He told me, don't ask me that question ever again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, he did it. I would, if I put any money on gambling, I would put the whole house on,
Him, yeah.
Well, his partner wasn't with him at the time of the murder. He was supposed to be killed too, and there was no forced entry into the business, so that meant that the person they let in to kill him, they knew that.
Oh,
and they left the money and the coke. because it was to show other people don't, this is a professional hit. They tied their hands behind their back, 5 of them in a circle, got them on their knees and put one in the back of your head.
Dang, that is wild.
No, it's real. These guys were like, Johnny Depp and Blow. Yeah, stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was like the Henry Hill guy in Goodfellas. Not that big, but I used to do, when I watched that movie all the time. When I see that stuff, I used to go in the back door of the restaurants like he used to do, because the front door was crowded.
The scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to get, the girls and the nightclubs. I had VIP cards. I would sell all the owners. I had backstage passes to concerts. I knew the disc jockeys and the radio people. And my wife was a vice president of advertisement as well. So we got, tickets for free shit. And I sold Ted Nugent's drum roadie and bodyguard cocaine up at Bay City. I sold Paul Ahern, the tour manager for Boston. I met him in Dearborn over here at Noah's Ark. It's Noah's Sandwich Factory. We used to get the Ark. It was a big sandwich.
Okay.
His car was at the sports car exchange. In the air conditioning belt, it was a Ferrari with leopard seats. It had a cell phone in it, a phone.
Right.
Man, cell phones came out when I was in prison.
Oh.
Back in the day, it used to be a big phone like you'd put on your mom's kitchen wall with a big battery pack.
I've seen the Wolf of Wall Street.
Like those, yeah. So anyway, this guy comes in to get a sandwich while he's waiting for his car to get repaired, and he had all these lapel pins on a leather jacket, and he had one from WABX radio station, which is at 8 Mile and Coolidge. Anyway, I says, "Are you a disc jockey or with some band?" He says, "No, I'm the tour manager for the band Boston." He says, "I left Boston." He says, "I'm driving to California to meet up with the band. We're going to do a European tour." And he says, "On the way, I got to stop at all these radio stations and give promo." Yeah, he said, "My sports car's next door. I do my air conditioning belt." They used to sell Maseratis and Ferraris over there, so that's why I was there. Right next door was Noah's Sandwich Factory. So me and my buddy, my partner, because I took on a partner because I was doing so much, and he was selling, so I had people in 2 different spots. I can't be there at the same time, so I would let him.
So you at this point
I was branching out.
Okay, so you were selling and you were branching out. Okay.
So the guy asked me, he says, "You guys got any drugs I can buy?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I don't know if he's a cop or not.
Yeah.
So anyway, I says, "Yeah, we got mushrooms, we got hash, we got weed, we got cocaine." He says, "Bring all of it."
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Well, yeah, because he might as well buy it now because he's got to go all the way to California. But every state he's probably got to do 5 or 6 radio shows.
Right.
So we went back to my buddy's house where we were keeping it at his girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
In a safe. You can't carry all that shit with you. So I went and pulled out the album from the band Boston. I looked on the back. Sure enough, his name was there. I said, "Good to go." Packed that shit up. We went and sold him all the shit. He took us next door, showed us his cars, badass cars.
That is it. I want to show the audience. Is this guy still alive?
Paul Ahern. I don't know if he's still alive. The band broke up though, and one of them's dead.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he told me that whenever they come to town, he'll give me backstage passes. He says we'll be at the Pontchartrain Hotel.
You said Paul
Ahern. Ahern.
Oh, A.
Yeah, Boston was big in the 70s.
There we go. Is it this guy?
I don't know, but now, shit, I wouldn't even probably recognize it.
This guy maybe?
He had a skinny face.
Okay, well, either way, so you sell this guy, and he bought all.
He bought everything, yeah. It wasn't like a ton of shit. A couple grams of hash, a couple grams of mushrooms, a couple of grams of coke, and, some weed. We threw that in, I think.
Just to get...
He was a cool guy.
Yeah. That's crazy. And so...
I meet a lot of people by happenstance. I knew a lot of concert promoters and radio station owners. I met the guy that put the Beatles on the Hollywood Bowl, but that was back in the 60s,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had his one arm severed. Yeah, he was at my boy Bob Bass and Eric Bass on WJZZ Radio in Detroit.
Yeah.
East Grand Boulevard. Yeah, next to Motown Records.
What happened to his arm?
I don't know. I don't ask him. We were laughing.
Right. Yeah, I guess you don't want to ask the question.
But you knew Mike Massa from Celador Productions, Bob Fox Brass Ring Productions, Andy Frazzetti, Son of Bamboo Productions.
Wow.
Yeah. Andy called me one day. This was out of the blue, too. This was something. You'll never believe this. He said to me, Dave, would you do me a favor? I says, what? He says, you're a selling coach. He says, can you go to the airport? I'll send a limousine for you, and you go to the airport and pick up the Jay Giles band and bring him down to the hotel.
Who's man?
Jay Giles.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, are you kidding? I'd go for free.
Are you driving the limousine?
No. He's sending a limousine. He was supposed to go to the airport and meet the band when they come into town to do a concert.
Right.
Oh, but he can't make it. He's got another appointment somewhere.
Gotcha.
He says, you go to the airport and pick up the Jay Giles band, one of my favorite all-time bands.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That must have been sick. Yeah.
So I take my friend with me, Jeff, and we go down to the airport, and next thing you know, the harmonica player, Magic Dick they call him, and then Danny Klein, the bass player, we put up a sign, and they got in the limousine. I was flabbergasted. I didn't even know what to say. I was at a loss for words.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was wild.
Were you nervous at all?
So then I got to meet the tour manager and the road manager. The tour manager, Jim Donnelly, was a dick. The road manager, Tony Morgano, was a great guy.
Wow.
And we used to go to the sound check. We used to get backstage passes. I mean, I was selling them coke. We were partying over at the Rinse.
And so that's why you were getting such great access to all these things because you were the guy.
People in these places. Yeah, but they rented out the whole floor, the 62nd floor. They had bodyguards at both elevators. They even rented a doctor, hired a doctor from Henry Ford Hospital to sit in the room while we party in case any of them have a heart attack.
Oh, that's smart. That's
a
great idea.
Like that.
Yeah.
But we used to go to. I was there when they did a photo shoot in the hallway for the Freeze Frame album.
Oh wow!
Yeah. It was just the photographer, tour manager, road manager, band, me and my buddy.
Oh wow!
Oh, hang on a second. Look at this machine. I got to breathalyze my breath here.
This is great for the podcast. Fantastic.
Well, if they don't know, I got a DUI in April.
Okay. I mean, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was a little tipsy. Fuckers.
And so this machine, if you missed it by a minute, would you get it?
No, you got a window of opportunity. See, the light goes off, then you know it's done, and it takes a photograph of your face.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I gotta pay for this every month.
Oh, they make you pay for that too?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, I've had it since April.
Oh wow!
I got busted in April. I haven't had a drink since April.
When you were holding it, I didn't say anything. I thought it was like a big pager or something.
No. They got one that you could put on your column of your car, and it won't start unless you blow into it. And
I've seen those
the
before.
alcohol on your breath. I'm getting sick and tired of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's I could get off this in 6 months, but I have to petition the court. My probation's a 1-year probation, so from April to April.
Okay.
Or maybe, well, I wasn't adjudicated until July 29th, so it might be from July to July. I don't know. I got to go look.
What is adjudicated? What does that mean?
When you're done with your, or you had your sentence given.
Okay.
See, we kept postponing it from April until July.
Right.
We're trying to get a better deal. They wanted to suspend my license and restrict it.
Oh, my God.
So we got that knocked down.
Nice.
It's just a restriction. I already completed that. I completed the work program. 14 weekends in a row, I got to work picking up trash and raking leaves on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I got to go to substance abuse counseling. I go 4 times a month. I got to see my probation officer once a month. I got to pay fines.
Yeah.
Down to 2 more payments. I'm almost done with that. And then, it's just a headache that I didn't need.
At the substance abuse counseling, are you ever like cracking jokes, making people
All the time.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Like,
it's hard for her to understand me, but she knows me now. She's
good.
a wonderful psychotherapist.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had a lot of shrinks in my life. I tried to commit suicide a couple times. But first time when I was 5, that's for another topic and another day. The other time I cut my wrists in Livingston County Jail.
Oh, wow.
And I took my blood and I wrote on the wall, "Fuck you, Judge Luttrell."
That's kind of badass.
Yeah, that's after I...
If you're going to go out...
And I got caught. I was already...
Wait.
Yeah.
You escaped from the jail?
I did. Well, I was already sentenced from Wayne County to Jackson Prison, and I got 18 to 30 and 2 for the gun, which was 20 to 30, with proposal being a habitual offender. So that was flat time. I wasn't getting any good time. It was going to be 20 years flat, And if you don't behave, you can do up to 30 in prison.
Right.
All right. But I was still going to trial in Livingston County for armed robbery and kidnapping and felony firearms.
What a headache.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But when I was going back and forth on writ of habeas corpus, I was checking out the scenario on how I could try to escape. And I asked the guys, say I was working in the factory in Jackson Prison in the sign shop. I was a clerk. And the guys over there in the metal factory, I wanted them to make me a handcuff key. Because the cops that used to take me back and forth to the county, Livingston County jail, they put the gun in the glove box and they leave the window down so I could smoke in the back seat. I could reach my hand over, pull the handle out, and take off. But if you got two handcuffs on, you look stupid in the neighborhood.
Right.
So if I get one cuff off and wrap the other one up, at least I could blend into the scenery.
Yeah.
Plus, when I left Jackson Prison, I used to leave on a pair of shorts and a tank top. Personal clothes that I had. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to dress out of your Jackson Blues, and you're supposed to get into their clothes to go to the court.
Yeah.
So I had clothes underneath, and they didn't know about it. But the guys didn't make the handcuff key. I got a needle from the shoe shop, a big, thick sewing needle they used to, make the leather shoes for the prisoners. And I was in the back seat of the car working the lock. Like Harry and Jeannie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the needle broke off inside the lock.
Oh, no.
I couldn't believe it. So then I shook it out. Well, I shook it out this way.
Where are the cops at this point?
They're in the front seat.
And they have no idea you're doing it?
No.
Wow.
I was still bullshitting with them and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
And I shook it out because that's attempt escape. That's 4 years right there. And they found that piece of metal in there. So lo and behold, I go into the jail cell. You know, there's like, 3 bunks here, 3 there, 3, about 12 guys in there, right? One bunk is mine. And this guy had a pair of crutches, and he had a body plastic in a thing to hold his neck.
Oh,
like a
man.
vest. It was like he got in a car accident. He was a rich businessman in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Went to the bar with his friend, drunk driving, hit a tree. His friend flew out the passenger window.
Oh, my.
His chest hit the steering wheel and crushed his chest. Before the cops came, he picked his friend up, dead, put him in the driver's seat, and he sat in the passenger seat. And we're going to police. He told the police that his friend was driving.
Right.
They said, no, he's got glass in his coconut that he went through the windshield.
Right.
And your chest, there's a circle.
We're steering wheel marked. Right.
So he used to go out on the yard, the prison yard, or the jail yard, and we had basketball and volleyball. And the lady that used to watch us was a cop, but she worked in the library.
Right.
And she had a walkie-talkie. She'd sit there with a book, kick her feet up, and there was a cement, like 3x3 pillar support column that holds the roof over, where you come out, the exit or
for the yard.
Whatever, yeah, for the yard.
Okay.
And she would kick her feet up there. So this guy, I got to talking to him and shit. And he would walk around the yard, slow baby steps with those crutches to get exercise to get his strength back. He just got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And he was going to trial. So I look up on the wall, and the walls are about, 30, 40 feet. Anyway, at least 30. They had metal brackets sticking out of the wall, and I wondered what that was for. And the guy said he used to have concertina wire up there. But the basketballs and volleyballs were bouncing and hitting them, and it was poking into them, and it was letting the air escape.
Oh, wow.
And they were going through a lot of money replaced by the ball.
Yeah.
So they took the concertina wire down.
That seems like a...
So I told the guy, yeah, but everybody's in the county jail. You know what I mean? I already faced a 20 to 30 years, and I got this case over here.
No, but I mean, that seems like a bad, decision on their part.
Well, I could have got more time, but I didn't want to stick around.
Not your part. I'm saying their part.
Yeah. So I told the guy, tomorrow when you go in the yard, lean the crutches up against the wall over there, opposite where she can't see through the cement pillars.
Yeah.
He did.
What a guy.
I couldn't believe this guy. I didn't bribe him.
Yeah.
I put one of the crutches against the wall, and where you got your handle there?
Yeah.
I put my foot there. Then I put my foot on the part that really...
Like stilts.
I was making a homemade ladder.
Nice.
And I got the other one. I was up high enough that I took the other one, and I got it on one of those metal brackets, and I shimmied up there. Then I got on top of the wall, and I let go. I thought I broke my ankle, man. I hit that ground hard.
Yeah.
Then I went across. There was a train tracks, and then there was a farmhouse. And I was hoping nobody would be home because then I would break in and out in the country like that. Livingston County is where the Klan is from.
Oh, wow.
Well, they got a big headquarters out there, and they got guns in the community, a lot of farms out there and stuff.
Gotcha.
My friend had a farm in Fowlerville. I was going to take off and go there, right down Grand River. Well, there was a lot of cars in the driveway, so I jogged down to the liquor store about a quarter mile down. And there's a kid in a Chevy Citation. He pulls in, and I says, "Hey, man, I had socks on. I didn't have no
What do you wear? What do you wear?
I had a tank top.
Okay.
And I had jogging shorts, and I had white socks.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And the clothes I snuck into the
Right.
jail. And I didn't know if I was going to be using them. This happened. This guy wasn't there the last time I was.
What are the odds? Man?
Yeah, what are the odds, right? So then I go, he says, well, it's my day off of work. I told my car broke down, I got a flat. I said, I got to get to Fowlerville. It's 6 miles that way. He says, my day off work, I'm going to go get a pop and a candy bar and a pack of smokes. I'll come out and I'll take it.
What a guy.
Yeah. So I'm looking back down by the jail. Holy crap, you should have seen like bees coming out of a beehive. There was cars everywhere. They went across the street to the apartment complex and there.
The alarm going and stuff?
Right. 2 peeled across the street. 2 peeled into the farmhouse driveway. And the lady.
How long? Wait, real quick. How long when you got over that fence and then you're talking to this guy?
Okay, I'll tell you how long.
Yeah.
By the time I jumped and fell down alongside the wall, ran down that lady's driveway, ran the quarter mile to the store. About 2 minutes, just when the kid went in the store, that they started coming out because I found out when I got back to the jail, one guy, of course, he's a child molester. He said to the lady that was sitting there, look, he's going over the wall.
What a piece of shit.
Man, if he didn't say nothing, I would have had more time. I think I could have made it to my buddy's farm in Fowlerville.
Crazy.
Yeah, my buddy Mike Massa married this girl named Kathy Gasparotto. They're both from Dearborn. They both went to Forts. Anyway, when he married Kathy, Mr. Gasparotto, he was an engineer at Ford Motor Company. He owned 2 farms, one in Mile, Michigan, one in Fowlerville. He gave the farm in Fowlerville to Mike.
Right.
Me and Mike used to sell coke back and forth to each other. We used to party all the time. He was a great guy.
Good relationship. Yeah.
A great Italian. He went to school with Hugo and all the other Dagos over there.
Okay.
Anyway, if I got to this farm, I'd be fucking cool. I could lay low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got guns there, and the manager of the property knows me because I used to go out there and bale hay with Mike. He used to sell it to the racehorse jockeys at DRC and all that shit. That's how I found out about how crooked the racing industry is in Michigan too. But I had the inside tip, man. Yeah. So anyway, so the kid comes. I'm like, oh man, come on, motherfucker, come on. I get in the car and we're going down Grand River, and the cops are still all back there. They haven't gotten this far up to the street yet.
Are you feeling? What are you feeling?
I was feeling the further we get from the fucking jail and no cops around, the better off I am. Because now that I'm in the vehicle, they don't know.
Right.
Nobody in the jail seen the fucking vehicle. How would they know?
They don't know that you had the clothes on.
But they have photographs of me, my ID, right?
Yeah.
As you printed up earlier.
Right.
Anyway.
I'll show that once we're done.
Yeah. So we're driving down the road, and the fucking cop pulled behind us. Now, I'm not going to turn around. I don't want them to recognize my face.
Right.
And he said, oh, shit. I said, what? He said, the cop's on my ass. But I said, is his lights on? He said, no. I said, well, what did you do wrong? He said, no, I'm going 10 over. Okay,
that's insane that you're able to keep it that.
Well, then I got nervous, but I figured they could be speeding.
But like the fact that you were able to make this guy like make it seem like what'd you do? Like, you know, like
exactly. You turn the tables on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so he didn't think. I don't want him to get hinked up about what I'm doing.
Right.
What did I do by picking this guy up? You know, I'm just maybe they're gonna pull up. He slows down. They pull around. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they think. But they were probably checking all the cars, you know, just do a quick cursory glance.
Right.
Then we go up the street, and there's another one behind me. He said, there's 2 behind me now.
Shit.
I didn't even turn around. Then we saw one parked on the side of the road, okay?
Oh, man.
So we had 2 sheriffs, 1 city cop, and they still didn't light them up. They were waiting for more reinforcements because all my crimes were felony firearms.
Oh, wow. So they knew
armed
you were
robberies,
there.
kidnappings, and felony firearm charges. You know, my gun was my personal ATM. Give me money, motherfucker.
And so they knew you were. So they knew
they had a good idea.
Right.
They didn't know yet. Then they put on the bubble gums. I told them pull over. I wanted them to pull over right away. Not that you can't outrun them. He's not going to do it.
Right.
I didn't have a knife to kick him out of the vehicle and take off. And in a Chevy Citation, you ain't going to outrun them or the radio.
Right. And that make you look bad.
So I wanted him to pull over really quick. He did. There was nothing there but cornfields across the street. And it was September. They were taller than me. And then there was a church, white steeple, wooden, they had the bell
Classic
collar in every church.
Yeah.
It was, the parking lot was empty, gravel lot. It was adjacent to rows and rows of storage units. Like you rent a lot of storage a lot place. So where he pulled over, there was a ravine right there on the side of the road where drainage. Soon as before he pulled over, he looked at me and said, "What did you do?" I said, "Nothing." And I took off out the door. 2 cop cars stayed with him. 2 cop cars, they couldn't go down the ditch. They were to get stuck. One went around and would go into the parking lot where the gravel was between the church and the rows of the storage area. I went through that ditch, up the other side, went in between the rows, and I was going to do a zigzag. And on the other side of these buildings, about 100 yards, was cornfields for far as I can see. And I figured if I get in there, about 10 feet in, they'll never see me because they're taller than me.
Yeah.
It's September 91, late
It's a perfect circumstance.
Yeah, they didn't cut the corn down yet.
Right.
They would be chasing me with dogs, helicopters looking for me. In the meantime, I might be able to sneak out of the woods and get a vehicle, or I might be able to make it up to my buddy's farm, or I might be able to hop a train because there's trains over there. I used to hear the train from the jail every night. I said, if I could hop on that son of a bitch, that'd be great. So anyway, the cop tried to run me over.
Oh my God.
He hit my knee with his bumper of his car, and he was going so fast, he ran all the way up to his windshield through one of those garage doors that fold down.
He busted through it?
Right up to the windshield. He couldn't even get out of the fender, crunched the door, or it pinched it, and he couldn't open it. He had to climb over his seat because I turned back just to look.
Yeah.
And, I got to look forward. I'm going this way. He's there. He had to climb over the console and out the passenger side.
Dang.
I ran around the corner of another building, and there was a guy in slacks in a white shirt and a tie, detective. And he had a .38 snub nose pointed right at me.
Oh, my God.
I come around the corner, and he was about 10 feet to my right, and he told me to lay down. And I could see the bullets. He had those wad cutters. I used to carry those, too, where they're flat. They don't have a rounded tip on the shell. When they hit you, they splinter, and they put you down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they hit you like an elephant. But it's not more accurate 50 yards. I'm sure as old as he's about in his 50s, so I bet he was pretty accurate.
And how far were you from him?
Well, I was 10 feet when I come around the corner, and I was coming around the corner at high speed. I used to run cross country and track. So I started running a zigzag pattern, and I'm running straight for the cornfield. But when I got to the last row of buildings before the cornfield, the last building, about 30 feet was the cornfield. I thought I had it made.
Yeah.
There was 2 cops, one on each side, uniformed cops. They had Glocks.
Oh.
They had me in a crossfire. They told me to lay down. Now, I don't know. I think that's 30 bullets, 30 rounds at close to range, plus this guy with the .38 snub nose and the other guy with the car. He's probably catching up, too. Fuck me. So they take me back to the jail.
Yeah.
I was gone about a half hour.
That is wild.
Well, it was a little exciting, but
That's super.
I achieved my goal, was to get the fuck away.
So close.
Yeah, I was going to go to Canada because I can blend in better. You don't go to Mexico. This ain't cowboys and Indians.
Right.
So anyway, I go back to the jail. I see the kid sitting in the lieutenant's office crying his eyes out.
The kid.
They thought that he came from Detroit, and this was a pre-planned.
Oh, the kid that picked you up. The kid that picked.
Yeah, they towed his car. They called his parents.
How old was he?
About 19.
Oh my.
Yeah,
God.
just for doing a good deed. I bet he never picked up anybody.
That's
ever.
hilarious.
Son of a bitch. I felt so bad for him. I said, my lawyer, they called him to come to the he gave me a high five. He said, nobody's escaped from here in years.
Dang. Nice.
He said, he gave me a carton of cigarettes, the motherfucker. That's my lawyer.
That's sick.
Yeah. Because he hated these motherfuckers too. But he used to play ball with them. He was my public defender. James Butchery was his name.
Okay.
Anyway, I says, go in there and tell that lieutenant, quit making that kid cry.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know him from Adam. I don't know his name. He was at the store. I was trying to get a ride,
Right.
get out of the area.
Yeah.
I said, quit razzing on him, man. I don't know. He's not
Got nothing to do
really.
with it. Right.
You know, I felt bad for him.
And did he?
No, I don't know what they did with him. I think they let him go eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then when I went back to the jail cell, they put me in a double security wing. And there's only 4 guys in that wing because they weren't about to let me have another opportunity. I wanted to go to the hospital. I figure if I cut my arms open with a razor blade, if I bleed out, big deal. Nobody's going to miss me. I'm already divorced. I don't have a job. Don't have a car.
Right.
I'm strung out on crack. My parents and family don't want to see me.
Were you going through withdrawals at this point?
Well, sure, you want to get high.
Wait, but like
Yeah, it takes a long time for that shit to get out of your system.
how long were you in the jail before you did this escape?
Well, I was in Jackson prison for almost about 8 months from the Wayne County case. So I'm
Gotcha.
still fighting this case. You know, I've been locked up for a while, but still, when they got crack in prison. When the guys were smoking crack in prison, the fumes would come, the smoke would come up from underneath me because the catwalk, and I'd smell it. My palms would start getting sweaty. That was 18 months after I stopped.
Jeez.
Well, I was forced to stop.
Yeah.
I was strung out. That crack is a motherfucker. It's like a gorilla on my back, not a monkey. So anyway,
That's wild.
so yeah, I figure, fuck it. I mean, if I bleed out, then I die. I don't have to do no time. Don't have to put up with nobody's bullshit.
Right.
And I don't need to get sober or get another.
You're out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I cut my wrist. I mean my inside my elbows. Because the wrist sometimes, if you cut them wrong, they'll heal back up or they'll coagulate the blood. This way I want to make sure that I get, all the way across both sides.
Wow.
And I take my finger and I dipped it in my arm and I wrote on the wall, fuck you, Judge Latrell. And guess what? The porter that's mopping the hallway, he sees me.
Oh, man.
He drops his mop, runs down to the desk, screaming bloody murder, telling the cops, he's killing himself. They bum rush the cell. They get the razor blade out of my hand. They call the doctor to the jail. They didn't want to take me to the hospital. Because, I was thinking, they'll handcuff you to the bed. I've been handcuffed to hospital beds before.
Okay.
But you know what? It's an opportunity for me to get out of the jail. So,
Right.
and then you can meander. These guys escape from the hospitals. So anyway, they call him in. The doctor stitches me up. He gives me a Valium. The judge wants to see me now in the afternoon. He said there was nobody in the courtroom. And those tapes, the audio and video, see, there was no court stenographer. I tried to get the transcripts to get an appeal on trial because he said some shit that violates your constitutional rights. But he said it with my attorney there and with the prosecutor and the judge. He said, I hear you're fucking up over there in my jail. He says, you're a danger to yourself and society. He said, you're incorrigible. He says, when you get out of jail after a long period of time, he says, I suggest you go back to Wayne County and commit your crimes down there. They're used to people like you. We don't play that shit over here.
Oh, wow.
But when I filed with the courts, it was missing because that's bias against your geographical location.
Right.
And all sorts of stuff, I learned the law after the fact.
Right.
Okay? Because I filed several appeals on certain issues and documents came up missing. And they even charged me for my public defender 18 years after I was there and got sentenced. And the judge put a 0 and he signed it, the restitution from the money I stole from the gas station.
Okay.
Anyway, I says that.
Did you rob the gas station?
Yeah, I robbed.
Okay.
Yeah. Whitmore Lake in 23.
Were you wearing?
US 23 in Whitmore Lake, the mobile station.
And were you wearing
No, I wasn't wearing a mask. It was nuts. I had a stolen car. I had a 45.
I guess fucking right.
I'm out of gas. I'm out of food. I'm burning a quart of oil in this car. It's 4:30 a.m.
Right.
And I need some rocks.
Everything about it is legal.
Well, I wasn't thinking clearly.
No.
I was off the chain.
Yeah.
I was strung out. Anyway, what was I?
Yeah.
I
So
lost on the appeal.
that.
Yeah. So I filed with the courts. How's he going to charge me to pay for my attorney? 18 years after I was sentenced and the judge signed 0 restitution. I even sent my documents. The Court of Appeals, they denied it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they made me pay. They were taking money out of my prison account.
Oh wow.
I can drain it.
I didn't even.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that.
In the old days, if you got a long sentence, you didn't have to pay restitution. You know what I mean?
And
But now I just had to pay for the attorney. I didn't have to pay for the money I stole from the gas station, which is amazing in itself.
how much did you steal from the gas station?
It wasn't nothing. It was early in the morning. She hardly had any money in the drawer.
Right.
$150.
Okay.
It was 4:30 in the morning. So that's a whole nother story. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an interesting story.
But yeah, no, I want to hear it. But I want to hear it. Also, just get a little closer to the mic.
Well, I needed gas, so I figured I'd get free gas. Plus, it's deserted on the road at that time. It's 4:30 a.m. It's still dark.
Yeah.
There's hardly any traffic. So I pull up to the pumps, and I go inside, and I tell the lady I need $20 on the pump. And I said, I want some food and sandwiches. I got them out of the cooler and some juice, and I put them on the counter. And I was about to pull the gun out, but then a car pulled in the lot, and I didn't want any witnesses, right?
Right.
So I go out and tell her, oh, I don't have my wallet. I got to go back outside to my car.
Right.
So I waited for the guy to come in, make his purchase, and take off. Then I look across the line. There's a van sitting over by the phone booth, and then they had outdoor payphones in, you know?
Yeah.
And I was wondering what the fucking guy's doing over there. You know, he's sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
I'm wondering maybe he's undercover cop or something. You know, on the freeway exits.
Were you wanted it? You wanted it? It's fine.
Yeah, I was
Okay. Okay.
I had a state police task force lieutenant. He was mad as a motherfucker. Yeah, I had 6 different photographs. They offered the crack dealers and users in the Herman Gardens projects, E-Course, Inkster, and Inkster was Saigon, E-Course, Ypsilanti, and Joy Road in Southfield was the Herman Gardens.
You're all over the place.
Oh, I was, yeah, well, because when I robbed South, I'd go north for the night
Makes sense.
or 2 days. Then when I robbed there, I'd go west or east, stay there for a week. I was moving around. It's hard to hit a moving target.
I used to live in Ypsilanti.
Really?
Yeah.
No
yeah.
kidding. Yeah, I used to go to Hobbs Restaurant.
Oh yeah. How's it
So
so?
it's a car dealership.
Oh, nice.
My uncle used to work there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where my dad, he ran cross.
That's where I dropped the lady off I kidnapped from Whitmore Lake. That's Green Oak Township. I didn't know none of the time. My aunt's got a cottage at North Territorial. Okay,
Yeah.
Dexter Pickney Road in North Territorial
Okay.
over there. So I knew the area somewhat, and I was burglarizing a lot of homes in that area too.
Yeah.
Poor guy in Livingston County Jail got busted for some burglaries. They threw mine on him. I didn't say. I felt bad for him. He got more charges.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but anyway, so I walk over to the van to feel this guy out. He was the Detroit News guy filling the machines.
Oh.
So I waited for him to leave. I waited for the other guy to leave, and I went in there and I look around, and there we go. I pull out the gun. She puts her hands in the air. I put it on a counter. I didn't want to put my finger in the trigger guard. It might have gone off accidentally.
Right.
I don't want to kill her. So I didn't know what to do with her.
Are you screaming like?
No, I
Like-
said, give me a bag. I'll pack the groceries. Give me the money out of the register. So she pulls out the money. I said, that's it? She says, no, there's more under the drawer.
Oh wow.
She picked up the change tray. She was so nervous and shaking.
Yeah.
She dropped it on the floor and went to bend down. I said, no, come back up. I don't need change.
Right.
I thought she's going to hit some alarm.
There's a button.
Because there's lights on the outside of the gas station. They trip the alarm, and the light goes on when the state police drive by.
That.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's a silent alarm, and it shows the police that I'm being robbed.
Whoa.
Yeah, along interstate freeways, because most people, I robbed the Clark gas station over there in Taylor, right off the interstate.
Yeah.
I used that for my getaway.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I didn't know what to do with her. They got 2 garage bays and their tow trucks are in there. I could have put her in there and tied her up and left her there. But maybe some customer's going to come in.
Yeah.
Not likely. It's early in the morning. You know, people going to work.
Yeah.
Some may be coming home from night shift. I don't know. You know, it's very unusual in that desolate area for a lot of high volume traffic.
And it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, at 4:30, yeah.
4:30. Yeah.
So, you know, that's off hour. So, but I didn't want to take the chance. She could scream. What if a cop shows up for coffee?
Right. Right.
You know, or somebody just shows up and leaves, but they saw my face.
Right.
You know, this wasn't when everybody had cameras and shit. So anyway, I said, you're coming with me. She said, I don't want to go with you.
Oh,
I said,
man.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't take her purse. We left it behind the counter.
Mhm.
She got in the car. I put the gun between the console. I said, now don't grab it. Don't. You're not going to get hurt. She said, I got a 2-year-old daughter. And see, this ain't funny. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
I was using it to evade detection
I know
of
what
law
you mean.
enforcement. If I had left her there, see, I unplugged the phone, you know,
Smart.
the one they had behind the counter, but they had the phone booths outside. I didn't have any. If I had some
Wire
cutters, I would have cut the handles off all of them that she could use, and then I would have left her there.
Right.
But if somebody shows up in the next 2 minutes, they call the cops. I'm on the freeway. There ain't no traffic. It's easy to pick me up. A stolen car. I had that car for a week.
You're thinking ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I took her with me. I went to the dope house in the projects because I wanted to get my dope first. Then I took her and showed her the Ypsilanti police station on Michigan Avenue there.
Yeah.
And then I took her to that 24-hour Coney Island a couple blocks over. And, it's kid corner from Hobbs over there.
Yeah.
And I gave her $6 back from the money I stole because she didn't have any. I didn't take her jewelry. I didn't take her purse.
Yeah.
And I said to her, if your boss thinks it's an inside job, if you want, I'll call him tomorrow and let him know I'm the burglar. I'm not going to give my name.
Right.
I said, but, and she just said, oh, I won't tell nobody. I said, listen, if this happened to my sister or my mother, I wouldn't be happy about it.
Right.
I said, when I see you in court, if I go to court someday, or I might die before then, overdose, or they might light me up with the, suicide by cop action or whatever.
Yeah.
I said, just tell the truth. That I didn't hurt you, I didn't yell at you, and I didn't keep the gun trained on you.
Right.
Okay? So she gets out but I did lie to her one lie. I says, this way you won't see which direction I'm going, because I'm going to go to the freeway. See, I wasn't going to the freeway. That's the worst thing to do.
Right.
I went down Rawsonville Road. I got the hotel room at the Swan Motel right there, Michigan, in
that day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's okay. Wow, this story is.
And then I take the room. I got it for 2 days. I backed the car in because cops go into the motels and they look at the license plates.
Right.
There's a lot of nefarious people and drug use in all motels. Even if everything else goes over to the ones over at Haggerty and Grand River and stuff.
Oh yeah.
People all the time over there. Anyway, so I had a 45 caliber. I had a 380 Walther and a 38 snub-nose. I take the mattresses and I put them next to the bed so I make myself a little cubby hole. I line up all my guns and all my clips. I put change on the knob of the door so if they try to turn it, hit the ground, I'll hear it. I took empty pop cans and put them in the window in the back of the bathroom if they were going to try to come in there with the SWAT team.
Yeah.
And I turned the TV all the way loud because they'll call you on the phone and try to coax you out instead of busting in, because if they know who's in there, I had all those robberies.
Right.
They know I got weapons. And I was sitting there on the floor smoking fucking rocks till my blood pressure goes up and then my ears are ringing. And I thought I heard a noise outside. I'm paranoid now.
Yeah.
I just smoked up the gas station. A stolen car.
Right.
I got illegal guns. I got illegal drugs. I kidnapped a lady.
Right.
I mean,
You're high as shit.
And it's only been an hour and a half since I went down. So I go sneaking up to the door, and I was going to look out the peephole, and my fucking finger, it had 2 safeties on that gun. I had both of them off. I'm going sneaking up to the door. I think the cops are out there. I got to make, I don't know, maybe we got a gun battle or something. I blew the fucking hole in the doorway.
Oh my
I felt the powder burns. My eardrum was like busted, and I thought they were shooting at me. Because you
didn't even realize it was
oriented.
Right.
You don't know, man. That 45 caliber, boy, oh boy, it goes off in my ear. It was something. So then, not only the fucking shot through the door, they figure I'm shooting at them if they're out there.
Dave,
the beef is on.
This is the craziest story I've ever heard.
Well, that's nothing compared to what. So anyway, you sure heard the ones from my trip to Florida. A couple of them. We used to load the fucking airplanes in the swamps down here and push the airplane in the swamp. We had $7 million of cocaine.
I want.
That's another time.
Okay.
That's too long of a story.
Okay.
Anyway, I meander.
So you blow.
So wait a minute. So I look out the window, and there's nobody there. It was the wind blowing the leaves across the sidewalk that I heard that I thought was the fucking SWAT team. But I gotta get out of here.
God.
You know why? Because the fucking people in the next hotel rooms heard it's like an M80.
And they definitely did hear it. Yeah.
Okay, so what are they gonna do? They probably woke him up.
Yeah.
They're gonna call a front desk. He's shooting guns, or he's blowing off M80s.
Right.
They ain't gonna go for that. Before you know it, they're gonna call the cops and they're gonna knock on the door and they're gonna find out everything's going on. I pack up everything. I get in the car. I leave the key here. I didn't get my deposit. I just got there too. I was so mad. I wanted to just chill out with my.
Yeah.
I got in the car and I drove down behind the airport. What's that road? It goes along the airport down to go to Trent.
I know. Oh, not in Romulus?
Yeah. I left the Michigan Avenue by the airport, but what's that road? Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It goes on the outskirts of the
I know.
border of the airport.
Yeah, I know exactly what
So
you're
I
talking about.
take that and I fucking look at it in my rear. It's still dark, pitch dark. There ain't not even street lights or houses down there.
Right.
Anyway, I look in my rear view mirror and I think I see my rear taillights reflection off a chrome bumper behind me, but their lights are on. I thought, oh man, the motherfuckers called the cops, went to the motel, seen the whole door. They're looking for a kidnapper to let the lady off in Ypsilanti.
Right.
They know the description of the car. See, here, this is what's working up in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm getting fucking hyped.
Yeah, I would be too.
So I hit the brakes again, so they brighten up. You know, these were just the cruise lights, but the brake lights. So you know what I did? See, this is stupid. If it's the cops, you're already at.
Right.
I shut my lights off. Pitch black.
No.
I know this road. I've been down this road, you know, some time ago. It's a straight shot.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm driving down this fucking road. After all this shit happened, I said to myself, after about 50 feet, you're going to not see the road. You're going to run off the fucking road.
Yeah.
And if it is the cops, because they didn't turn their lights on, you know, like,
Even after your turn was off?
yeah, if I turned mine off and they turned theirs on, then I knew they were on.
Right.
I said, but if it's them anyway, with the lights on or off, you still had.
Right.
But now with your lights off, you're really had, because nobody's driving in the bucket dark down this goddamn road by the airport.
Who's this guy behind you with?
It was nobody. It was a phantom vision.
Oh my god.
See, you're fucking mind
Tripping. Yeah.
You're paranoid to the point that you're on fucking coke.
Yeah.
You're starting to fucking hallucinate every day. Man, I was jittery.
How long were you up?
I went down to Telegraph Road, like around Brownstown area. I got a fucking motel room down there for 2 days.
Dang.
I parked the car off in the front, off to the side a little bit.
Right.
And I get the room in the back. There's fields in it.
Best room.
Yes, I paid for 2 days. Don't ask no questions. You know, and it's an Indian guy.
Did you tell him don't ask anybody?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not curious about nothing.
Yeah.
You know, he's happy. You know, it's early in the morning now. It's daylight now.
Okay.
So anyway, I go back there and I'm sweating my ass off. I said, man, you got to take a shower, man. I said, you got to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
But I did the same thing. I put the mattresses up, you know,
Right.
barricades. I fucking blocked the windows. I fucking put the chains on the door. I turned the TV on. I'm smoking. When I calm down, I'm going to take a shower. So I go in the shower. I put my towel on the toilet seat with my hand gunner and my crack pipe and my lighter.
Yeah.
And I take my clothes off and I turn on the water. And I'm feeling nervous, so I fucking locked the door. I figured if they bust into the room, see, they might sneak the camera underneath the door and see where I'm at. And if I'm in the bathroom, they're not going to bum rush it right away. Plus, behind the shower area, you got the hot and cold water in the pipe. That's the strongest part of that room.
Okay.
You know, except for the exterior walls with cinder block, you know.
Right.
But basically, I figured I'm going to be in the shower shampooing and soap in my eyes. I can't see. You're not going to leave the bathroom door open, your gun on the toilet.
Yeah.
They could just stroll right in. You got the TV blaring, you got the water of the shower. You're fucking tuned up.
Mattresses up.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't even get grabbed for it.
Right,
And if
right.
you do, they're going to shoot you anyway.
Yeah.
So fuck. So I'm taking a shower, and I want to smoke the pipe.
Yeah.
So I grabbed it, I wiped my hands, get the lighter, get the pipe, but I didn't want to put the gun down. So I got the gun and the pipe, and I can't light it. I was in a fucking the 3-card money with myself. I'm in a shower with a crack pipe, a
Holy
wet lighter, and a fucking gun, and now I'm getting all fucking nervous again.
Yeah.
So I look under the door, there's a space. I see shadows moving.
Yeah.
I'm like, motherfucker, they're already in the room. I swear to fucking Christ. And they're moving. You know what I did?
Was it an apparition?
No, it was the real. You know, they know it wasn't the cops, but there were shadows and they were moving.
Okay.
And I yelled out the door. I said, all right, you motherfuckers, if you're out there, I ain't coming out. You come in, we're gonna have court right here.
Yeah.
I said, but I'll smoke all these rocks and then I'll come out on my own and I'll hand you my gun.
Damn.
So I get no answer, right?
Yeah.
So I fucking pick up the gun, and I was mad as the fucker being closeted in a fucking shower.
Right.
I bum rush outside. It was the sunlight through the tree branches. Then it was windy, and the branches were blowing in the wind, and the sunlight was casting shadows in the hotel room, right in front of the bathroom door. That's what it was. There was no fucking cops in my room.
So both times that it happened in the motel, it was Mother Nature fucking with you. Leaves.
Oh, it's cuckoo.
Right, bro.
What too?
Yeah.
Look what I'm saying. And I'm saying to myself, you came in here to take a shower, now you're sweating again. Not fucking profusely sweating. My blood pressure's up.
Right.
You know, for various reasons.
Yeah.
So anyway, I figure I gotta get out of here, get some air. I took the shower, put my clothes on. I go to the car, and guess who's in the Arby's drive-thru across the street?
Cop.
Fucking cops with their bubble gum in the full cruiser. They were getting launched, but I didn't think that. I looked next to the car. I see tire tracks next to my car. I figured they pulled in, read my plate. They're all there stalking me.
Right.
God damn it. I went back to my room, packed everything up, told the guy I'm going to take off and come back. I never went back. I went down to Trent and got another fucking hotel room.
Oh my
I'm
God.
spending money on that fucking hotel rooms to go going out of style. Now this one was fucking something. This is the one they did bring the SWAT team.
Okay, wait. How old are you when this was
I
happening?
was 29.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going through puberty. Yeah, I'm still 12 mentally.
No.
I'm 64 and a half physically. You understand? So anyway, I run out of fucking coke.
Oh man.
So I take off in this stolen car, go all the way back to Joy and Southfield from Trenton. I'm right by the Trenton Civic Center and with the cop shop, the fire department, all that shit over there.
To give people an idea, how far is from the motel that you were at?
And to go get the dope?
Yeah.
First, I stopped over at River Rouge and bought a couple of rocks off some young kid on the street corner.
How far is that?
Well, I don't know, about 12 miles.
Okay.
Yeah. The kid tried to Jew me on a small one. I pulled my gun out. He told me take it all. I said, no, I ain't trying to rob you. I just want 2 rocks.
Yeah.
I know what they're worth. Then it held me over to go to Joy Road in Southfield. Then I was going to cop over there and then go back down to the hotel.
Yeah.
You know, but driving around this stolen car ain't a good thing.
Yeah.
I didn't change the plate or nothing. Fuck it. You know, the car, I had it over a week. You know what? In the old days, the hot sheet for the cars that were stolen, they had the plate and they were in big letters. Now, if you look at that sheet, there's like 1,000 cars, and after a week, it just gets pushed down and pushed down. They're looking for the ones that are the ones stolen the latest.
Okay.
All right, so I go all the way to Joy Road Southfield to Tootie's. Okay? It's off Asbury Park, right by the post office over there, and I'm over the train tracks. And I go there, I get my dope, and I'm gonna go down the end of the street, and the alley along there is a one-way. I was going the wrong way because nobody would.
Right.
If they were gonna tell me, then fuck that. Anyways, a traffic ticket is not what I'm worried about. But they were sitting on the side of the house, right at the end of the one-way fucking alley, and I didn't see them until the last second.
Waiting for you?
They were waiting for people to buy drugs out of the house because it's an old drug house.
Dang.
And I should have went. I always go that way.
Right.
I should have went the other way.
Okay.
They might have saw me, might not have saw me. They might have been waiting on me, and they didn't tell me that. But as soon as I went by them, they turned them bubble gums, had to turn their car around. I took off. I went over that hill on the George Road train tracks. I took the tires off the ground like Dukes of Hazzard. I turned into the projects, and you know there's dead ends in the projects by the buildings.
Yeah.
They thought they had me. I went over the curb, over the grass, the mountain. I went out onto the service drive, and they had to catch up. I stopped to let them catch up so they could see me go down on the freeway. Okay? I went down on the freeway. West Chicago's got train tracks on the viaduct. There's no exit over there. But the Plymouth Road, there's an exit, but the 6 precincts at Plymouth and Southfield, you don't want to go there because they're already on the radio and they're going to get about 12 cars waiting for you.
Right.
You got the 96 Southfield interchange, you'll be lost on there for, oh, that's bad. So I bailed out of the car at West Chicago, right before West Chicago. I was looking down, I was at the top of the fucking side of the hill on the service drive, and they were just getting out of their car.
Oh, wow.
So I hopped the fence, I hopped another fence, and there's a field there, and I was running. There's train tracks that go back.
Cornfield?
No.
Just a
That
field.
was Livingston County. This is Detroit.
Right. So it's just
Detroit on the side. This is apples and oranges. So anyway, I go over there and I run down. No, I was running through the field. I'm getting ahead of myself. See, I'm getting all excited now. I'm reliving it. you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's hype, man.
It's hype.
My God, the 45. See, the 38 snub nose was in a shoulder holster. My 380 Walther was in an ankle holster.
Okay.
They weren't bothering me, but my 45, I had sweatpants on. It dropped down. It was banging against my ankle. I had the elastic on the ankle. It was hitting in my ankle and killing me.
That would hurt.
You know how big that gun is?
I can't.
Half-inch bullet.
That would hurt bad.
So I had a lead on him, and I looked back. I didn't see them at the top of the hill yet.
Right.
So I went down on one knee, and I opened my pant leg, and I'm trying to extricate this out from my pant. And I put it in my hand. I stood up, and I started running again. And I heard him yell, "Gun! He's got a gun!" Because I was, I had nowhere to put the motherfucker.
Right.
So I was running with it.
Yeah.
You know how close they came to killing me? It was a headshot. I could hear the bullet. It sounded like a hornet, like a bee. I'm telling you. You know how close it has to be? If it was over here, you might hear the ripple effect of the shock waves that is breaking the wind. That motherfucker had to be so close. I heard zip. Then I started running zigzag so they don't get a good beat on me.
Right.
Then I got down the train tracks. I just bought all these clothes at TJ Maxx. They got all soaking wet up to my waist. And I go over the train tracks. And, there's tall reeds there, cattails and stuff. They couldn't see me.
Right.
They called the fucking helicopter and the dogs to come out.
Oh, wow.
But it was starting to rain, and the dogs couldn't pick up my scent. I was hiding in a garage 2 streets over.
Wow.
I left the garage door open. I was hiding by the lawnmower. I could smell the gasoline. I pulled my sleeves over my hands so they couldn't shine the light in the garage and see any reflection. I pulled my hoodie down and pulled the drawstring.
Crunched up.
They crunched down.
Yeah.
And it rained. They don't want to get out of their car. They're lazy.
Oh, yeah.
They had the helicopter going, fuck with the spotlight and shit.
Right.
I left the car there, and then I fucking waited 2 hours till everything died down. I went back to the train tracks and walked all the way in that watery ditch down by the tracks, across the street, went back to the projects to my drug dealer. He put me up for a couple of days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
When I did finally get caught 2 weeks later, the detective from the 6th precinct said, "We found the key to your motel room in the pocket of the door. We went down there. We took all the people. We called them on the phone. We got to evacuate you. We had snipers on the roof. We figured we were going to find you dead from suicide, or we were going to have a gun battle. And when we reached the door, you were not there."
Oh,
shit. You don't think I was going to go back and collect my $5 deposit for my key?
They actually thought you were going to come back there?
Yeah. There was a key in the pocket of the door.
I see where I see.
Maybe I would go back and tell the clerk, "Fuck that, I'm about 30 miles from that place now.
Right.
That place is burned out. The car's towed.
Yeah.
I'm on foot with 3 handguns and, crack pipe and fucking no rocks."
Shit.
I was mad as a motherfucker.
Dude, okay.
Yeah, I was off the chain.
Now that is the craziest story. Honestly, genuinely, that's the craziest story I've ever heard.
I got, and let's just let a colorful life.
Okay.
Just tone it down.
So I wanna say, okay, so after this happens and they arrest you, where did they arrest you? Like, how did it go down?
They were chasing me. I was on foot.
Yeah.
I got caught by Detroit police, 6th precinct, near West Chicago and Rouge Park.
Okay.
All right, that's another story for another. We still got 2 weeks to go, but because you got to tell the story right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But if you show them my Livingston County,
I'll show it right now.
That's my jacket from Livingston.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in Wayne County, Washtenaw County, Macomb County. No, not Macomb. Monroe County, Wayne, Monroe,
and
Livingston.
So this is it.
Washtenaw, 4 county jails.
So this is you.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the ID that they had.
Yeah, that's another charges.
Okay, and then so let's see. Public records. They were St. Clair Shore.
Oh. No, that's a different.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's my record though.
Here's all your stuff. So Livingston County, recent charges. It says status inactive.
Yeah, because they're all served. Yeah. I did 20 years and 3 days in prison.
So this one got you.
And 2 on parole.
So this one got you 10 years.
Yeah, but they all run it concurrent. And anyway, that was out of Wayne County because the judges down there, 10 to 20 and 2 for the gun. There was 12 to 20. They're more lenient down there.
Right.
Yeah, Livingston County is the one that hammered me. They had the prosecutor want to give me 35 to 50. I almost had a heart attack in there.
So right here, the kidnapping. So here's Livingston kidnapping.
That's the lady from the gas station. She showed up in court. She testified. She figured her life was in danger. Well, of course, you're not going to believe the guy that kidnaps you at gunpoint.
Yeah, but you were nice about it.
My attorney told me she's trying to collect disability, mental disability. She can't go back to work, or she doesn't want to go back to work.
Right.
She's trying to say that she's mentally ill for the rest of her life, which I don't discount.
Yeah, I mean,
because you don't want to go back to the job you got robbed at because you'll be looking at everybody sideways from now on.
right.
That's like that guy picked me up, the hitchhiking after I escaped. He's probably never going to pick up no hitchhiker.
And
So I feel bad about that.
from her standpoint, definitely like, she was lucky it was you, not some serial killer.
Maybe, but it didn't have to be me at all. She could have had another night and just gone home.
Sure.
But the only thing is, I caused her discomfort and ill ease, and I'm not happy with that.
No, of course.
All I looked at was, lady, I'm not taking your jewelry. I'm not taking your cash. I'm not mistreating you. I give you money to go to the restaurant, drop you up unharmed. You go get something to eat, call your husband, come pick you up. I'm robbing mobile gas station. They got insurance for the loss.
Right. You're robbing the gas station, not her.
I'm a crackhead, and I'm sorry because I'm strung out and I can't quit, and I don't have to live for it.
Yeah, that's definitely like.
I really wish I would have overdosed. That way I fucking wouldn't have to be here now.
No. Well, listen, I'm happy that you did not overdose because otherwise the great audience members would not be able to hear such a crazy story.
Yeah, people say I should write a book. I should do a movie. I don't want to glorify it. I put it behind me. I still like to party and have a good time.
People are going to hear it.
But I work hard every day at a legitimate job. I don't steal. I don't rob. I don't lie. I like to party. But that's on me and I pay for it.
Right.
So it is what it is.
And okay.
I never touch crack ever again. When I got locked up, I haven't touched the pipe in 35 years.
Wow.
Or 34 and a half.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Yeah. If I touch it once, man, it'd be over.
Yeah.
I know some people that do it, and they do it in front of me, and I smell it, and I get mad, Especially when they're in my apartment, and I was sleeping, and they fucking got up in the middle of the night, and they put some in the pipe behind my back. I got up to take a leak, and I'm like, you guys, do you know what that'll do to me if I puff it once?
Oh, wow.
I said, I'll just fucking go cuckoo.
Right.
I like cocaine. Yeah, I snort it.
But
I like alcohol. I don't. Lately, I've been drinking more because I quit smoking weed and I quit doing coke.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then I was drinking more alcohol, and apparently I got addicted to it because when I went off of it after I got arrested, I had 3 days of sweats and shakes, and I throwing up. I couldn't even keep water down, so I was going to detox.
Yeah.
Yeah. One guy told me you were drinking morning, noon, and night. I said, well, look at the shitty job I got.
Right.
I said, I take a shot before I go to work at Bracer. I take a couple shots while I'm working, and then take some when I get home. He says, yeah, but you're doing it morning, noon, and night. He says, your body's craving.
Right.
He said, if you didn't do it in the morning, didn't do it in the afternoon, and just had some when you got home. I'd be watching the Westerns with Clint Eastwood. Bartender give me a shot of whiskey every time. I say, line up two, motherfucker.
That's like the shittiest part of the day isn't that night.
Look, I don't like life very much. It's a bitch. You gotta pay bills.
I've had issues with alcohol as well.
Oh,
throughout my life.
Shit.
And yeah, I don't really.
Well, everybody's got their own poison.
Right. But so I know exactly what you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's a smorgasbord with me, but I've done the mescaline. I snorted heroin once. Never shot up no drugs.
What was heroin like?
Huh?
What was heroin like?
Just like walking on eggshells. Yeah, your legs get a little soft, where they're rubbery a little bit. I don't know what purity it was. I was at a crack house. I was buying crack. The black girl that had the heroin was holding it for her boyfriend. She didn't have no money for crack. They didn't want to take her heroin, so I bought the crack and told her, get in the car, let's go, and I can get a blowjob.
Oh, well, there you go.
Cute.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You know what she did? She took me to the house where her boyfriend was. I seen him come out the door. He said, who's this motherfucker? I took off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she gave me a couple bumps and said that'll slow you down a little bit.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was wild. Oh, I got stories about the hookers. Oh, the hookers.
Okay, so
They gotta eat too,
Oh,
It's not an easy job.
they have they're public service Yeah.
Public announcement, bro.
Yeah. PSA. But all right, so you serve your sentence in prison.
Miserable. Oh,
But
yes.
tell me.
No, I can't. If I go into prison stories,
I gotta have you back on. I'm gonna definitely have you back on.
We don't have to do it all in one lump.
But so once you get out of prison, are you adapt? Like, how did you adapt? Like,
It was very hard because it's been so long. You haven't seen a lot of people. Third of my friends ended up dead. The other third ended up in jail or prison. And the other third are whereabouts unknown, and I really don't give a shit.
Right.
There's a few friends that I made during the prison. Pen pals and stuff. And then there was friends and family that I, from my childhood. Those guys knew me when I was not on dope and when I was, a good guy.
Right.
And the guy I should be.
Right.
Not the guy that was all strung out,
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
But like the transition from, phones.
Like even driving down the street to get here, everything, all the old businesses my friends used to own, they're gone, or their building is there. It's under a different name. It's a meat warehouse now and this and that. It's just, times change. But my parents moved to Arizona. And so, you can't go back to your childhood home.
Right.
I went by to go see the old neighborhood. I went by to visit some of the neighbor ladies, they passed away, a little while ago, but from the parish. And then I'll go see the church and school. They knocked it on the school, recently. But, like they say, the old saying, you can never go home. Things have changed. Times have changed. I'm changed, I hope for the better,
Well, were you shocked when you first saw a cell phone?
Fuck yeah.
What was that like? Like what?
It's still hard for me to navigate.
Right.
I mean, I'm telling you, you go on these apps and take in another app, you got to pay for this. They want your credit card. I got scam likely always coming up. I think it's Tony and A from.
I've gotten scammed too.
It's okay. I'm serious. They want to sell me this, that. You press a button, you're screwed.
Yeah.
They got your information. I had to go. I gave my credit card information to one website that said I have a package at the post office and they need 76 cents to send it to me. And you know what? I started thinking about that. Good thing it was like 10 at night when I did it. Next morning, I went to the post office. She said, it's pure scam. I said, but it looks like your letterhead.
Right.
It looks professional. I says, I'm not good with this shit.
Yeah.
I'm good dealing drugs.
Right.
I'm good counting money. We were counting money by hand. Then we were counting it with that machine they got at the bank. Then we started weighing it on the scales. That's how much money we had. It was too slow. The machine that counts the money, the one, that goes...
Yeah.
It was too slow.
How much money would you say you amassed within... at the highest point? At the highest point.
It was 6 million.
6 million?
6 million.
Holy shit.
I was retired when I was 26.
Wow.
I had a nice house.
That's how old I am
My wife
now.
was great. She was a great lady. I'll never talk bad about her. I was a fuck up. I went to rehab 6 times. She still stayed with me.
That's a
some good qualities.
that's a great woman for
I
sure.
proposed to her at Tiger Stadium. I had an airplane. I rented the airplane and flew a banner over out the back. I made the free press. It's Bob Talbot's count. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I had it like the Henry Hill in the movie. I had 4 double door suits, alligator, lizard.
You had an alligator?
Jewelry. No, boots.
Oh, alligator, bro. I was like, oh my gosh. This guy's Pablo Escobar.
I had a purebred poodle dog. That's funny. Ostrich, yeah, an ostrich in bed.
That is wild. So I've never had 6 million. So like when you have that.
Yeah, but you know how much money in cocaine we fucking snorted? How much I put up people's nose?
Oh, right.
Oh, man. When I was on parole, I didn't use any drugs, but I was using alcohol because I had to go see the probation officer. I would put it in a cottage cheese container and keep the beer in the cooler in the mechanical room as a manager and maintenance guy for my cousin apartment complex.
Yeah.
So that way, when they would come by, I pop some mints or something, because they could come by with the Nighthawk and make it do a urine drop.
Oh, wow.
They had me on fucking camera with my cousin, because they sold some heroin, and they think that the guy that died over there at Lifetime Fitness from a heroin overdose, they were trying to get me to roll on them. Listen, man, I get in prison in trouble, before prison in trouble, out of prison in trouble. Look at drunk drive.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a magnet for fucking trouble.
I mean, that well,
it's a fucking nightmare.
Just
leave me alone.
Well,
I got 2 cats.
I'll tell you what.
You're safe.
I can guarantee. Oh, you got cats?
Yeah, I got 2 cats.
Me too.
Yeah,
2 cats.
I got them from my ex-girlfriend. hurt. Well, that's another story. That's a
You gotta love cats.
they're innocent. Who's gonna
Exactly,
Wait,
exactly.
they get a job?
Right,
Drop to the
right,
store, buy
right.
cat food?
And they're nice, you know.
They cost me a fortune. They don't listen to me.
All cats don't listen at all.
Flip me the paw.
Okay, I want to say this
Yeah.
before we end this, but
Yeah, let's end it because I'm getting.
yeah, I don't, yeah. So thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it,
you.
honestly, for real. And I want to say, I guarantee you, the people that see this are gonna love you.
I don't know.
No,
And
no,
how
no.
can
I know
you?
it. I know it. And that's. But just like this is literally the craziest story I've ever heard.
That's not the craziest.
For me,
There's more. There's more. There's more. There's more.
I gotta have you back. I gotta have you back sometimes.
There's more. Trust me. When they fly the airplane from Cuba to South Florida in the Everglades, and you are there with a van with portable runway lights on Alligator Alley unloading $7 million of cocaine, and I said to the boss, "What are you gonna do with the fucking airplane?" It's a $135,000 Cessna.
Yeah.
They took out the gas. They only put enough gas in there to fly low, and they dump. He said, "Throw it in the swamp." I'm thinking like, "Fuck, I'd like to have this." Dump it in the swamp and get in the van and shut your mouth.
Dang. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, the fucking money where you got.
That shows how much money. Yeah.
Pure coke. You're gonna cut it. Street value. That's fucking maybe $50 million.
I've seen that there's a documentary on Netflix, Cocaine Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds.
I used that for my handle on my CB one time. It's stupid mother.
Did you? That's hilarious.
And then Snowman too.
Snowman.
When I used to go to the hotels to meet the bands, they don't give out the room numbers if you say Peter Wolf from J. Isles.
Right.
They go under code names too. So
Oh.
get let into their floor.
Okay. One last question.
Yeah.
Who was the most famous person you met while doing coke?
Well, I had pie and coffee with Max Fisher, Theater Fisher.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's worth $500,000.
That's
me and my
wild.
fiance, him and his wife, after we had gone to Brighton Beach Memoirs, Neil Simon played at the Birmingham Theater. I invited him over there for pie and coffee. So he was wealthy. He was an honest agent. Really nice guy. Peter Wolf and the J. Isles Band. I never partied with Wolf, but we did some things. He let me do the interview for him with Rolling Stone magazine because I saved his bacon at Pine Knob. I was 4 rows out, and he jumped off the stage, and people were mauling him. Me and my buddies went out there and got him, put him on our shoulders. I lost my jewelry, my bracelet. At the end of the show, he come out from backstage and looked at me, and he walked back in. I asked Tony Morgano, I said, "What's that about?" He said he didn't realize they rushed the stage. They wanted to touch him, and they were scratching my face.
Oh my god.
People don't mean it. They just love him.
Right,
They want to
right.
sing from the top of the hill. It was the piano player's birthday. They had big bags of popcorn. They were throwing them out in the audience. They had birthday cakes sung happy birthday. It was good, I used to go backstage. But, that would be a hard one to say. The J. Giles Band, Danny Klein, the bass player, that motherfucker. I used to tune him up, man.
He's cool. Was he cool? He's cool as hell.
Cool. He was cool. And Tony's a real good guy, too. Yeah, the tour manager's a dick. It's not, fucker. If fucking band, he wouldn't be shit anyway. They're
always taking advantage of.
Peter Wolf. I met Faye Dunaway.
Peter Wolf?
Married to Faye Dunaway, the actress. She used to play Bonnie and Clyde with Warren Beatty.
No way.
Yeah, way.
Oh
She
my
was behind
gosh.
the speakers. I was backstage too.
That's
I
nuts.
didn't talk to her though. She had 2 bodyguards.
Oh.
Look, you don't want to go backstage and act like a group.
Like a fanboy, yeah.
Yeah. I had all access, the whole fucking place.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. The boss, the fucking hotel rooms. I even got to places where the DJs, Arthur Penhowell from WRF, he couldn't go. He would be at the last party. Then you get a whisper in your ear. The real party is the private floor with the band and the hookers and the doctor and the bodyguards
Oh wow.
and room service. Nobody else come on that floor.
Dang.
Yeah, well, let me get out of here and go have a cigarette.
Okay.
By the way, let me tell your audience.
Yeah.
If you think that being a drug dealer, have a lot of money and drugs is a good thing, well, then you get like people hanging on you, using you, don't care when you go to jail, don't come and visit you. The only good friends came to visit me, and it's better to have true friends than a bunch of people as an entourage because they don't give a shit.
Right.
And it's better to stay off of drugs and alcohol, although I'm not going to do that once I'm off this probation. Because I just an old burnout and I like to have a good time, but I guess I won't be driving anymore while I'm doing it.
I mean,
I like to have a good party. What the fuck?
just you only live once.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, a heart attack would do me fine. I ain't got no wife. I ain't got no kids. The cats, Frankie will take care of them. I take care of his. I
Frank.
got 3. Yeah, my buddy's got a cat. It was on the Navy base where he was stationed, and it was a stray. He took it in, and now it's up here at the house.
Oh, that was super nice of him.
Yeah, he's down in Florida at his house in Jacksonville. This is his house his father used to own. He bought it from his dad. His dad's retired now. His dad was one of the guys with Peter and Carmano started CompuWare. His dad was doing computers in the 50s when nobody knew what a computer was.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
You had to be real smart.
So he bought it for investment, and his sister lives there, and she's got Down syndrome, so I take care of her and 3 cats and my
That's nice.
bills and my job and the property and whatever. Hey, there's worse places to be. I've been there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you could be in a motel, you know, with the
All right,
mattress.
thanks again, man.
Of course. Yeah. I appreciate you coming on.
I got
Seriously.
ideas for Tony for his burger. I want him to make a lamb burger. He could call it a torshi burger. Torshi in Arabic is like appetizer. You know, olives, pickles, the pickled turnip,
Yeah.
and the pickled cabbage. So he could take lamb with a little bit of fat, so it's moist when it's grilling.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to open up a place right next to the smoke shop him and his brother co-own. It's at 7 in Farmington on the south side of 7 Mile
I'm talking about the.
and west of Farmington. Yeah, 2 doors down. He's going to open after the first of the year. It's going to call Bistro Bites.
Wait, you're not talking about the smoke shop
BITS.
that I met you at, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
the same.
I thought that was considered Livonia. I didn't.
It is Livonia.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you use the lamb on a toasted bun, and then you take the pickle and the pickled turnip and the pickled cabbage and put it in a blender and grind it up like a pesto. Put that on the burger, any kind of cheese you like. Put parsley instead of lettuce, and a tomato and a slice of onion, raw onion, and put that together. I'll buy it and eat it all day.
I'll definitely try it. It sounds
Well,
fantastic.
if he doesn't put it on the menu, I'll make you one. I'll bring the lamb meat over there and we'll cook you one.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, and if you want me to cook you up a batch of mouth-watering crack rocks, I'll do that too.
All right, Dave.
let me
I
know.
appreciate it, man.
I'll see you, man.
And you guys, thank you so much for listening. This has been.
If I owe you money, don't call me. If you want to have some of my money, don't call me. And you never saw me. Hasta la vista, baby.
All right, guys.
All right, I'll see you next time. Oh, and then you're going to validate my parking?
What?
Billable hours.
Do you know the way out of here?
Yeah?
Okay, cool.
I broke out of jail. I could get out of here.
True.
I'll see you.
I'll see you, Dave.
All right.
Thanks for coming on. Well, you guys, that was something. Okay? That was the most interesting man in the world right there. So this episode, I'm very happy about this episode, and I hope you guys have watched the entire thing because that was insane. All right? I'm just kind of in shock right now. I knew he went to prison for 20 years, and I never really got into detail about it. And I mean, it sounds like there's a lot more that goes into it, you know, when you're talking about going to Florida and whatnot and offloading with a bunch of alligators or whatever the fuck. And man, great episode. Thanks for listening to J-Rod Pod. And I hope you guys subscribe. Please like and subscribe. And because, you know, this is a great podcast. It's educational. It's, you know, you can show your kids it, obviously. And with that being said, thanks for listening to J-Rod Pod. And join the J-Rod Pod army, okay? Thank you. Goodbye.